Hello, my name is Liam Hicks, and I'm going to be doing a multimedia presentation for what I've learned through my internship. Key industry insights. So this was done for the faculty project we did, where I researched other provinces and territories. I learned that they were managing the pandemic of COVID differently, and similarly, the government had emergency fundings for all the provinces. They help companies during rough times, such as one of the areas they gave 7 times more funding for businesses. We only had a few classrooms that were running because not all children were in the classroom, so this was able to keep the business going. This pandemic has also changed the way I think of childcare. This is because I thought childcare was not essential. However, it is claimed to be essential now. Even the government sees that, as parents need to drop off their children so they can work, and you need a place for children where they have people who are experienced in the field, and they're going to help children grow. And some parents can't survive just off CERB, as it's only $2,000 a month. This type of funding was kind of similar to the funding parents get that cannot afford childcare. This can be helpful for me as a supervisor someday, as I can make that comparison, just have that thought in my head all the time. Myself learning through Excel. So Excel is a very powerful tool that can be used to help people working in the early childhood field. So you could see from this picture I made an Excel spreadsheet. I had very little knowledge on Excel before, and now how to use formulas such as ratios and sum formula. I also got to see what my supervisor looks at when they keep track of their attendance, what they use to keep track of children's ages so they can move up children when they are old enough and ready. So basically I took initiative and went to my center someday as I'm still working there on call, and I got to see what my supervisor did, and I obviously changed the children's names to initials, changed their birthdays and stuff like that. On top of that, it makes childcare jobs easier. So if you want to make a spreadsheet for books, let's just say, as my center doesn't have a spreadsheet for books, but let's just say, in toddlers, they have ripped books. If we need more books, because let's just say 10 of the books are ripped, you can, get new books and then, take the ripped books off the list and, put it in Excel, and you can see when you bought the book, because the book's 15 years old. You don't want that book anymore because it's probably moldy or something, and you want to throw that book away. So I needed a book one time for a toddler who was biting, and I had to spend, maybe 5-10 minutes looking for that book and talking to a lot of educators, find that book. Instead, I could have just, opened an Excel sheet and be like, okay, there's the book, where's it located, find it, bam. And then I got to spend hours to practice using Excel, so that could be helpful as, week or whatever that I'm a supervisor. I don't have to spend a week, a few hours every day. I don't have to, spend that time. Workshop and webinars. So firstly, one of the speakers from this online talked about Jelly Social. This is a nonprofit organization to help students find something that they're passionate in. The speaker went from having a passion in art to engineering. Many of us want a job that pays well and sometimes cannot follow our passion. He then found something that he was passionate about, such as working for a beer company where he was doing chemical engineering for beer flavors, which was like art to him. He then wanted to have a job more meaningful where he could help people. As working for a beer company, he might find that it's hindering some of the people, especially those who are alcoholics. He then went into business where he fixed up this apartment and started profiting off of it. He then talks about problems nonprofit organizations, such as it's harder to make money to keep that business going, and you run out of money and stuff like that. He brought good insight on nonprofit organizations, as what I hear a lot about is government companies and business companies. Personal career paths from this Jelly Social showed me that my passions are going into the military with my degree, as the military accepts any degrees for positions such as armor officer or artillery officer. Also similar paths like social working officer, and roles like that. You can help people, and also maybe running my own childcare, because I want to be more than just a supervisor at a childcare and more than just an educator. I want to reach out. Some things need to be changed, and to think to myself, I'm enjoying my job and what other things I could branch out to. So you have all these experiences and you could bring it into other companies and places you work with. Another workshop, what I was talking about before, this ties into what I learned this other workshop about the importance of researching the company you want to apply to. This could be because this company is nonprofit and maybe they pay their employees a better salary. You want to apply for a company that has similar values to your own. Maybe there's more opportunity for you. Let's say you had a few ideas. These ideas could be building a playground at apartments for children near you, at a center. This center cares more about others than just themselves, and this could be a good business opportunity and learning moments. If you were a part of this and went to another company, it would be a good reason to hire you. Also, introducing technology in classrooms so you could be there for children to learn and to show limits on technology and to help them out. Let's say your center teamed up with a tech company that makes apps, and they ask educators, parents, and children what they want in this one app. This one app helped toddlers who bite other children by explaining how it hurts other children and to keep our bodies to ourselves. This could bring new change to childcare, as childcare can get repetitive, and the stigma around technology and children. I think that if it's done right and tried out, we could all learn from it. So of course, competency skills. So throughout this internship, we have looked into 12 competency skills that were helpful. And the skill I found I strengthened the most is my skill in creativity. This is because before I started this internship, I always had questions on what I going to do for my future career. I want to have my career to have a creative approach. This is not going into work and repeating what others do just to get on with our lives. Instead bring new ideas into my field, such as seeing problems and innovating solutions to solve them, such as with the new skill I learned in Excel, I could manage a center and keep them more organized. As I saw what my center was doing with Excel, and it wasn't much, but they could use it more. And also bring forth new equipment for children, as someone has to be the first to do it, and team up with companies that are entrepreneurial. Like, as when I say wow to myself, I usually see something new and want to be that person. This is because my program has opened up new opportunities that I've not seen or cared about. If I'm the first to do it, then we may be able to raise standards for childcare.